My name is Nathan Paul. I'm the CEO of Black Sands. Digitization is the future of energy, and you are part of that solution, but most of you are also part of that problem. I don't know if you're running into this in your organizations. I'm betting you are, that as you bring more technology in, more things need to be connected. You're creating huge stress, and it's reaching the C-level in your organizations to the point where there's now CDOs in most corporations, chief digitization officers. These connections, everything you're bringing in is requiring some sort of digital connection today. 10 to 15 different applications and systems need to be modified for a single new connection. On a good day, it's a 2 to 3 month process with a full IT team. Often it's more than that. And so this is causing enormous stress for new technologies, but it's also causing significant stress for existing technologies in the operations side of the organizations. Every time you have a new connection, we have to think about deploying the connection, managing the connection. You have to think about securing the connection and auditing that connection. It has to be done. Right now, this is causing the dynamic access problem in this. The cost of connections is in the billions. One of our local organizations here has 200,000 contractors. Think about that. And they're shipping laptops and mobile devices all around the world and trying to manage that. We're talking billions of dollars a year in just trying to manage that kind of connectivity. It's not sustainable. You continue this exponential growth in connectivity, look at what's happening just on the cost side of this. On the risk side of this, it's enormous. All of these connections that we're bringing in are also providing huge opportunities of risk to our organizations, life and death risk, brand risk, cost risk across the board on that. Black Sands is able to reduce the cost by upwards of 90% and reduce the risk to its bare minimum with its secure connection as a service. We literally broker point-to-point encrypted connections to high-value assets. So in this case, if you have a contractor in the field that needs to have a connection to, let's say, a PC running a SCADA system somewhere, we're able to broker that point-to-point encrypted connection without touching the data. We have certificates we deploy, we manage all of that. We have receivers. This is software, they're virtual. They're actually invisible to the rest of the world so that even state-sponsored hackers can't see it or begin an assault. All the security is built in, authentication, authorization, routing. We handle all of that. We offload both the work and the risk for you and provide efficiency that you've never had before. Being able to connect to things like PCs, even legacy PCs, IoT devices, services. Pretty much all of this great new technology you're hearing about today and in whatever other conference you're going to needs connectivity. You need to have a platform with which you can build upon. Our patented separation of powers platform is unique in its ability to scale and provide the security and the simplicity required today. We can also embed into other applications and systems, mobile devices with our API, SDK, as well as IoT devices to be able to connect in there. Our pricing is very simple. This is part of that scalability, and we can talk to you more about this, but as you grow the number of your connections, our per unit cost drops significantly to the point where we become a utility. So we want to make this very easy for you to be able to not only try it, we can get a pilot up and running in literally under a day without impacting your infrastructure. And then as you want to grow this, you can grow it at will in your particular environments. The use cases, vendors, regulatory, mergers and acquisitions, employees, remote management. One of our large customers is a Fortune 15 company. We are embedded in their product for the remote management of power plants around the world. So power plant A will manage literally the activities in power plants B, C, and D out there. Simplicity, speed, scalability, these are all necessary for your digital transformation, for the future of your digital transformation. We can reduce deployment time from months to minutes, even down to milliseconds. We can reduce personnel on this so that as you have this exponential growth, you no longer have to add an exponential number of IT personnel. We increase the security, reducing that threat vector from billions of entities on the internet. Now only the legitimate entities ever will see the edge, let alone anything behind it. And we tell the full story. You are in a highly regulated industry. We give you in real time who is connected, what they're connected to, when those connections occur, and where it originates. No one else can do what this technology does here. So Black Sands, we are the future for digital transformation. We would love to help you make your dreams and your future come alive in your different organizations. Questions? Yes?
You mentioned power plant applications. Do you have anything else in the energy sector or oil refining, anything like that?
Yes, we're actually just kicking off a pilot with one of Japan's largest oil companies. So again, it's in that industry. We are working with a consortium, this hasn't been publicly released yet, for smart cities and all sorts of different critical infrastructure. Everything from water treatment to sewage to power transmission to you name it. All these things need connectivity, and if you think about this today, in the smart city world, they all have to connect to one another now. You can't have disparate systems all over the place. The city of Houston doesn't want to have to manage 6,000 different ways of doing this. They want one place to manage all this connectivity across their ecosystem. Great question. Other questions? You ask how easy it is? Oh, great question. It is so easy to deploy. This is one of the things that's often difficult when you have new technology, is how do I actually get it into my environment? How long does it take? How much resource does that take? It is very simple for us to deploy. We can actually deploy within minutes. Usually it's the biggest deployment time comes on your end, just getting an IP address and getting your IT department somewhere set up. But when it comes down to the people who actually run this, normal people can install, can manage, and use this. So you don't have to add IT specialists all over the place. Your engineers, your security personnel, it can also be embedded into workflow management systems. So I thank you for your time. Look forward to talking to you some more. Thank you.